Alright, welcome back everyone. For those of you just joining us, I am Helix. This is part 2 of my personal marble roller block, you could say. This is rolled out. I just played Super Monkey Ball 1 for the GameCube, so we are fast forwarding 20 years. This is rolled out on the PC. The category I will be playing is all courses warps, so I'll be playing through all 4 courses that you see right here, taking warp goals, which are more difficult goals that skip levels. The Monkey Ball run was warpless, so you actually get to see the warp goals this time. One more quick thing to note is that this game is in early access. Went into early access, I believe, on March 23rd of this year. So things look a little bit off in some places, some doesn't look quite right. That's probably why. It is still a fantastic game, still plays great. There was actually an update released like 2 weeks ago that changed some stage layouts, changed some backgrounds, changed some textures. The game looks fantastic now. Like, visually, it's really appealing. And added some more characters. Speaking of those characters, I know this bid war has been hotly contested, but it's time to finally close it.
Yes, and it was a close one. That one went back and forth a while, but in the end, thanks to a $50 donation from Tammy, we will be playing as... I'm just going to double check to make sure I don't say the wrong one, even though I just looked. We are Guava the koala.
Guava the koala is... So this is the first time, I said this last round, this is the first time we've had a 6-character bid war for this. These 3 characters are added in this update, the bottom 3 here on the screen. So the first time I'll get to play as Guava in a run. That's exciting. Every character in Rolled Out except for Rook, the field unit, uses they-them pronouns, and Rook uses she-her. Something to keep in mind. As a non-binary person using they-them pronouns myself, I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's get into this run. I will be starting with Cozy. So on go, 3, 2, 1, go. And much like Monkey Ball, the first thing you're going to see me do is move diagonally. Once again, this just makes me accelerate faster. Oh, you will also notice that I'm using, I think this is a dodecahedron that I'm playing in. You can change the shape of your ball, you can change the color, obviously you can change your character. Lots of customization options in this game, which is really cool. If you paid attention, you may actually have seen that you can even change your trail. That's not actually in the game yet, but hopefully it will be soon. I'm excited for that feature. Anyway, this is Cozy. You can compare it to... What the heck, I just bonked off the goalpost. You can compare it to, like, the beginner difficulty, so to speak. Now it has 25 levels. Not very many warp goals. But it does have one particularly difficult warp goal that we'll be coming up to pretty shortly. It's on level 6. So first we gotta play Wavelength. When I'm ramping off walls like that, it is to... That's unworkable. Thanks, game. When I'm ramping off walls like that, that is to gain some height and reduce friction. No, you don't want to have friction. Alright, so here's Tube. There is a warp goal on the back of that arrow. This was originally placed as a joke. This goal wasn't intended to be possible, but of course we've found an RTA viable setup, and I just first tried it. I just first tried the goal that wasn't meant to be possible.
Are you ready?
I love this community. Like, we found that really quickly, too. And then the devs just left it in. I'm actually so happy it's there. There is another warp goal here on bridges, but I'm not actually going to take it, because it is faster to take the warp goal on the next level instead. There are 2 sort of levels of warp goals. Green, which skips 1 level, and red, which skips 2. You can tell their color by the particles. Red particles especially are easy to see. Green particles are not that easy. Alright, this is very difficult to do. Oh, okay, yeah. I used a bit of focus mode there, which makes the game go in slow motion. Putting out of focus mode as well, which is scary. This is like one of the hardest things in the entire run. Yeah, that was bad. Okay, I have next to no focus meter left. This is gonna get interesting. Let's try it without focus mode. Maybe that's the answer. You're kidding me. Oh, that was the answer. Okay. Sure, no slow-mo. Alright. Anyway, the focus meter is in the bottom right corner next to the minimap. That's what the coins do. 40 coins gives you an extra life, and they also fill that meter.
Clear.
Alright,
Ready.
now that
Set.
we are
Roll.
past that, we've got a few more levels left in Tranquility. Thanks, Brushstroke. This is another level that can go a bit awry. Alright,
Clear.
so after Tranquility, excuse me, we'll be getting into Candy Factory.
Let's get
And you're gonna
ready.
notice, you know, a
Start.
lot of things. A music change, palette swap, background change. You may also notice that the goal is significantly smaller in this world. Every background in this game has its own goal, which is really neat. The Candy Factory goal is the smallest in the game. It's really the only one that's probably comparable to a Monkey Ball goal.
Set. Get rolling.
That was interesting. That pink stuff there is a sticky floor, which doesn't do much in Cozy. We'll get into it when we get to Standard.
Are you ready?
These conveyor belts. Need some good clips here. Got them.
Clear.
I just noticed that there is a question mark icon in the minimap. I think Guava doesn't have a minimap icon yet. That must be what that is.
Get rolling.
Which is not a big deal at all. I only need the minimap for like 1, maybe 2 levels anyway. Sugar Cones is a really fun level. Like, casually, this level is awesome.
Roll.
Pretty neat for the speedrun, too. We get 3 scoops of ice cream there,
Clear.
and we are right into the goal. Sidestep is neat. We're not really going to play it. We're instead just going to clip over to the goal platform. Pretty sure that's what was intended.
Are you ready?
Here is a neat little setup for gumballs that I found with myself. Out myself, rather.
Finish.
And just like that, we're almost done with Cozy. There are only 3 levels left.
Are you ready? Start.
And it's probably time for a quick donation. If there is one.
Clear.
Why don't we instead talk about our next
Get rolling.
donation incentive, because we have because like, I mean, the rolled out bid war may be over, but we have a ton of them for just a few runs. Cadence of Hyrule. There's a costume select. There's a seed selection, and probably most excitingly, there is a soundtrack selection. Now, for a rhythm game, that is going to make a big difference as to what kind of experience you get. You can use, and this is for Cadence of Hyrule.
Get rolling.
Specifically Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule. You can have Chipsel, you can have A-Rival, you can have Danny B, which is the original, or you can have Family Jewels. Now, these are all good choices. So I expect when we get a little closer to, they might get competitive. But having that early push really can help one of those
Roll.
excel.
That sounds super neat, actually. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's really cool. Speaking of really cool, the thing I did on springs, there are springs in this game, you saw them, I bounced on them. I completed that level using only 2 of them. I did it first try. It was extremely precise. That's an extremely precise strat, so I'm really happy I got it. I didn't get this one though, apparently.
Start.
Using the spring to bounce over here, there we go. Just wanted to land on the top of that. That's basically the IL strat. The IL does it a bit faster, but
Ready. Set.
this game has its own built-in individual level leaderboards, which is really cool. Fosters some competition, very healthy competition too. The community is very nice.
Are you
I
ready?
appreciate them a lot. Lots of them are in chat. Thank you all for coming out to support. Strat there, used a timer queue to set that one up. And here is the first work goal of Standard.
Are you ready?
This one's a bit difficult.
Start.
Nailed it. Let's go. That's a green goal, so I'm going to skip 1 level. We are now onto Far Flung, a stage with more springs. And I will get flung pretty far, actually, so stage name's correct. Use these springs to bounce directly into the goal. And here's obstacles. We're going to take a really specific path to complete this quickly and safely. Hopefully safely. Yes.
Finish.
We're into Desert Ruins. This background changed very recently in that update I mentioned, and it's beautiful now. This has become like one of my favorite worlds. Okay, this strat's ridiculous. I'm gonna get on this wall,
Start.
bounce here, bounce off this, hopefully get a clip up. That wasn't quite enough height.
Start.
That was even less.
Roll.
Setup's weird. The setup's weird. This is another thing that was going great in practice. There we go. Alright. And there's the warp goal.
Clear.
There is a safer way to do that that loses like 3 or 4 seconds. Real quick, I want you all to guess in your head where the warp goal is on this level. And if you guessed in the pyramid, you were correct. The warp goal is inside of the pyramid.
Ready, set, roll.
And there is quicksand on this level, or rather not so quicksand, which is the name of a level that we skipped. When you're on it, it slows you down. If you bounce on it, you get a really low bounce, which can actually be helpful sometimes.
Roll.
But since it slows us down, generally we don't want to be on it as much as possible, so I used the edges of that level.
Push.
You will love this level, by the way. I hope you loved it. You will. You should.
Ready? Get rolling.
There's an example of where that low bounce from quicksand really helps us out. I used a little bit of focus mode there, just to make sure I was in the right spot for the ending. Here's Jumpy Options, a level that was changed very recently. Made it much more friendly. We're going to go directly into the red goal to skip 2 levels, and we are now back in Candy Factory. So here's Sticky Floors. You caught a glimpse of these if you were paying attention on Erosion in Cozy. When I'm on them, I stick to them. That's about it. When you jump off of them, gravity reverts back to normal, which lets us do skips like that.
Finish.
So that's the whole thing in Candy Factory for Standard.
Start.
This one we're going to try to actually ignore the sticky floors entirely and just fall into the goal like that. And there's another sticky floor skip here to get to a warp goal. Nice. Alright, just gotta make my way to the goal. As you can see, sticky floors do slow you down,
Finish.
so usually you don't want to be on them if you can help it.
Are you
And here's Twisting Path. This level's kind of wild, especially the way I play it. I think we're good. Go in the goal. Beautiful, first try.
clear?
Especially the start of that is really difficult to do, so I'm really happy I first tried that.
Set, roll.
Alright, gotta get across this wire. Ooh, not quite.
Start.
Using focus mode to help me out here. There it is. Alright.
Clear.
And that's another red goal. Skip 2 levels, and we are here on windmills. Nice. Got some good bounces.
Finish.
That was actually a really fast time for that strat. That's another rather difficult
Let's get
strat.
ready.
And here I'm just gonna jump off the side. Just kidding. Wind is gonna catch me and take me to the goal. Foggy Mountains introduces wind.
Are you ready?
Come from all directions
Roll.
and push you up, down, to either side, etc. Backwards, forwards.
Ready, set,
This is probably the easiest split in Standard.
clear.
Yeah, I can't think of too much else to say except for one level, Tunnel Fall. When we get there, the bitrate might tank a little bit, and I apologize in advance. The texture there really hates bitrates. With that said, this is probably a
Start.
good time for another donation or announcement or anything you might have to say.
Yeah, why don't we? I'm just gonna take a brief moment to
Clear.
kind of mention some of the other ways that you can
Ready,
kind of give if like, you know, if like you know, bid wars and whatnot aren't your fancy, like, you know, I think they're pretty fun, but like, I get you. We do have a couple other things you can do. We have some. We've partnered with the Yeti. We have some absolutely beautiful shirts. I guarantee you won't regret taking a look at them at least. We have them. There are 6 of them. $5 from each shirt go to the Trevor Project. You're
are you ready?
They'll only last through the event, so I recommend grabbing one of those now if you like them. You can also purchase the official game of Power Up with Pride, Mushy Mania. So if you want a video game instead, 100% of that will go to the Trevor Project. So those are some other ways, and of course, donations are still here for you. We got cool incentives, and I encourage you to take a look.
Goodbye, BitRay.
Clear.
All right, we're back. You all can see again.
Let's get ready. Start.
It actually used to be worse, that level. It used to have an even worse texture for bitrate. It was changed recently. In that update I keep mentioning. This is virtual reality.
Ready, set, start.
Maybe my favorite world in the entire game. It is not as flashy here as it gets later in the run. You'll see what I'm talking about. But not terribly long, actually. At the beginning of Challenge, you'll see.
Roll.
By the way, huge vouch for those shirts. I haven't played the game yet, but I need to check that out too, especially knowing that all the proceeds go to the Trevor Project. Heck yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Flew over the place I needed to bounce. There it is.
Swish.
So, a neat thing about this game
Ready, set, roll.
is that you have in-game time for really every category. So even all courses, we just add up the 4 in-game times. So everything is timed like that for this speedrun. There are official
Are
leaderboards
you ready?
without video on Rollout's website, I believe. It's just on scores.rolloutgame.com.
Clear.
And then there are, of course, speedrun.com leaderboards, which require video.
Ready, set, get rolling.
And the warp goals are back. Take this green goal on linked blocks that you can barely tell is a green goal. And all of a sudden, we're almost done with standard.
Start.
Just 5 levels to go. Skip a little bit of a corner there. We're coming up on one of the most important skips of standard, if not the entire run, twisting tiles. Playing this whole level takes a while. So, you know, being speedrunners, we don't want to do that. Let's just skip over to the end.
Finish.
That's harder than I made it look.
Are you ready?
Alright, almost done with standard. That's it. Let's see what the in-game time for standard was. 9:52. That's a sub 10 warps run. That's not bad. Alright, so I'm gonna hop into basic next. This was added in a patch, I think like 3 months ago. It came after Cozy Standard Challenge. This is 15 levels.
Ready, set.
It's anything but basic, honestly, but it is meant to sort of teach the player about a lot of the different mechanics in this game. So you can see there's springs right there.
Clear. Are you
There's
ready?
some spinning platforms right here. We're gonna get a nice little clip off of one of these. Just go into the goal there.
Finish.
These are basically seesaws
Roll.
right here.
Finish. Ready,
This level doesn't
set,
have much in the way of gimmicks, but it does have a cool skip.
clear.
And now we're moving into Candy Factory. Candy Factory in Basic is one of the most challenging parts of this run.
Get rolling.
Okay, I was looking for a frame there that sets up the strat. Yeah, I get that. I'm trying to hit that button and then bounce to the second part of the level, like that. There we go.
Finish.
That probably saved time second try. Otherwise you have to like go all the way around and it's nasty. This, whoa, what the heck? Okay. This next level coming up, not this one, but the one after, not a fan of. We as a community have a name for this level which I cannot repeat on stream. We don't like it. Because the skip is ridiculous. Just throw myself at this wall, get a good clip. Ooh, actually almost first tried that. That would have been awesome.
Roll.
This level right here is the main reason that if I were doing PB attempts of this category, I'd probably start with basic.
Start.
Normally, There's lots of movement here, lots of cycles to go through. It takes a long time. I don't think I've actually beaten that the intended way since the first time I ever played it. So, takes a long time is all you need to know. This is a sideways seesaw, and I'm going to try and exit it at a specific point using the speedometer as a cue. Roll over here, hit this button, it's going to flip around but keep spinning, and then I have this hit me up and over to the goal platform. Really cool level. This is normal. This loading is normal. This level takes a bit, as you can see. There's a lot of level here. This is boost through. This is another reason why I would start with basic, why I'm generally not a huge fan of basic. Because this level can also be really mean. You can sometimes lose, you know, a couple seconds, not always know why. It's just about, you know, boost patterns, how you bounce along the tube, stuff like that. But we're out of there. This is Heavenly Chamber now. This level was changed recently, but there's still a really easy path to the goal. There was actually a contest when they added this difficulty. The top 5 speedruns earned a free t-shirt, and I came in 3rd, so I got myself a t-shirt in that contest. And that's it for basic. Those are gravity platforms. We'll explore the... Whoa. Messed up my words a little bit. We will explore those soon. Very soon, after these first 15 levels of challenge. This is the final difficulty, final course I will be playing through. But it's easily the longest. 75 levels. Yeah, as was said in chat, Gyroscopic has like a 20-way tie for the IL record. If I had the leaderboards turned on, because you can turn on the leaderboards to show in-game. If I had those turned on, you'd be able to see it on the left side. Just the entire leaderboard is the IL record. It's hilarious.
Let's get ready. Get rolling.
Anyway, those are some more sideways seesaws, basically. Act as doorways. This level's really cool. Another really fun casual level. It's called Velocity, because you can get a lot of that here. There we go. Love that strat. Alright, we got some more sort of sideways seesaws here. We're gonna try to ignore them as much as possible. Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna have to... Yeah, didn't quite work. There are some sideways springs inside of those. But there we go. You don't actually need to use them. If you bounce off of the middle of one of those seesaws, one of those doorways, so to speak, then it doesn't move at all. And you can just bounce off of it, keep your speed, jump across the final gap. Really neat strat. Adapter was recently changed. We try to skip all the way to the goal. Beautiful. No weird clips or anything. That was real clean.
Are you ready?
This is another level that was changed recently. It used to not be very fun, in my opinion, and now it's actually pretty fun. I really like this change. Those little slopes there, they didn't used to be there, so you just kind of had to play it. And it also moved. So you had to deal with that too. Revolver, you're supposed to sort of spin this around twice to get the goal to go all the way up. Don't need to do that. Just jump in the side. Here is Cease Obstacles. This level actually used to be about half the size. But it was a bit too difficult for this early in challenge, so they expanded it. Okay, bridge making. I'm going to use the minimap here. I need this top platform to be in just the right spot. That should do. I go across here. Yes. And the goal. If you line it up well the first time, you don't have to move it at all. which is very nice.
Get rolling.
Use ring saws. I'm gonna go up to the top of this first seesaw and use it to gain some speed. Skip over the rest of them.
Finish. Let's get ready.
There's a funny IL skip on this level where you basically turn around and then just run at the edge of like the goal platform, and you can get a very lucky clip up and into the goal. It's hilarious.
Are you ready? Roll.
Almost out of tranquility. A very calming part of the run after the ridiculousness that was basic. Normally I'd probably play
Set.
basic and then challenge, then standard, and finish with cozy for PvE attempts. Just because getting a good challenge is really important. You know, it is the bulk of the run, 75 levels, and not that many work goals in it either.
Finish.
That said, we are now back to virtual reality,
Ready.
and here is where gravity floors really shine. As you can see, they permanently alter the tilt of gravity, which makes some ridiculous stuff possible, kind of like this.
Roll.
I run over here, and then jump off here. Ah, just missed it. I ran a little bit too far on the second part. Alright, there we go. That should be good. Yep.
Clear.
And we can even roll backwards here, activate the gravity, and just fall directly into the goal. If I do it right.
Get rolling.
That's actually good. Alright.
Swish.
Yeah, that skip on worm is one of my favorite in the entire game.
Are you ready? Get rolling.
Here's station. We're gonna build up some speed and then keep it through the rest of the level, making some cycles. Ooh, barely made that one.
Finish.
Inverse is
Set. Get
pretty
rolling.
neat level. We're gonna hop into the goal while it's upside down. You may notice that the goal is almost like a disc golf goal.
Are you
Basically
ready?
just a field you can enter from any
Get
direction.
rolling.
And that makes a lot of these ridiculous strats possible, so I'm really glad that that's the goal type that I went with for this world.
Finish. Are you ready?
This is one of the more difficult levels in the run. Yeah. I try to take it fast.
Get rolling.
I find I have about as much success taking it fast as I do taking it slowly.
Roll.
And you know, it's faster. That wasn't too bad.
Clear.
Vent Clip has a really cool skip, but actually it's two really cool skips. One of them is the IL, and this is the other one. This is definitely my favorite set of levels in this game so far.
Ready. Set. Roll.
Activate this gravity panel. Oh, I couldn't slow down enough.
Get rolling.
There we go. No, get in the goal. Oh,
Start.
that's the second part of this strat. Can I hit the panel? Oh no.
Start.
There we go. Slow down a little bit more here this time. Alright,
Finish.
not too bad. And the last level of virtual reality in challenge is Pop Quiz. Specific setup there to sort of clip off the corner there and lose all my speed, and then land on the platform. Then we use the gravity floor there to fall directly into the goal.
Ready. Set.
We're now into Desert Ruins. I think, yeah, the next level is
Clear.
a pretty difficult strat here.
Ready. Set.
I go back to gain some speed, clip here. Beautiful, first try. That saves a lot of time. Just playing that level is really slow.
Ready. Set. Start.
Bounce here, turn myself around and get up to the second part of this level. Go into the goal.
Finish.
So another thing that the game supports is custom levels. There is a pretty active custom level scene actually. Lots of custom level packs have already been
Are
released.
you ready?
So if you ever get bored with, you know, just the base 250 or so levels that are in the game right now, you can download some community-made levels, put them in your game, go play them. They're actually pretty quality, like just about all of them. are pretty good.
Ready,
I've played some of them myself,
get rolling.
and people even speedrun the custom level packs. So that's one of my favorite things about this community, honestly. It is very cool. People are very, very talented. So I would highly recommend joining the Rolled Out Discord server if you're interested at all in that. You can find it by going to rolledoutgame.com.
Get rolling.
And honestly, just if you're liking this game, why not give it a look on Steam? It's only 20 bucks right now, 20 US dollars.
Ready, set, get rolling.
And it is well worth the money in my opinion. There are more features that are being worked on.
Get rolling.
Honestly, probably as I speak, even. I know online multiplayer is planned. I believe there are some party games / mini games planned.
Finish.
Another course is coming soon.
Ready,
And
set,
you get awesome skips like the one I'm about to do right here. Just use that to launch myself all the way up to the top of this pyramid and go in the goal. And that's Desert Ruins.
are you ready? Get rolling.
So we are now back to Foggy Mountains. And we're thinking with portals.
Clear.
Yep. This game even has portals, or I think they're officially called holes,
Start.
just judging by the title of that level that I just played.
Swish.
And wind is back too.
Are you
See it
ready?
in play on that level, and also right here. There is a pretty ridiculous skip on this level that is sadly not RTA viable. But yeah, even if, RTA speedruns aren't your thing, you can still get a lot out of individual level runs of this game.
Are you ready?
And that's what IL stands for those who might not know. Individual level. Just people trying to get the fastest time on one level, and it is way more in-depth than you might think.
Ready,
Speaking of, I'm going to go for the IL strat right here. Oh, I almost nailed it. I think this is RTA viable. It might take a little bit more work to get super consistent. There it is, second try. But that can totally be RTA viable. Full game viable.
are you ready?
Alright, a relatively new strat here on Beholden that I just came up with not long ago. Nice.
Finish.
Glad to nail that. Here's conservation. Normally you're supposed to build up speed,
Roll.
or turn around, build up some speed, go through those holes,
Finish.
conserve that speed basically to go up the ramp. But
Ready, set,
if you do
start.
good boosting and hold back at the right time so you don't have as much friction going up the ramp, you can just make it in one cycle.
Start.
I'm going for a skip here. That is one of the more difficult skips in the run. There we go.
Finish. Ready, set, roll.
Alright, and this is one of the calmer levels of this run. This texture here doesn't do anything, by the way. Coming up next will be Foursquare, which looks like a big mess of seesaws and holes. But,
Are you ready?
being a speedrunner, it's not that big of a deal for me.
Finish.
We are now into Ice Cave, which introduces, well, ice.
Ready, set,
Ice drastically lowers friction when you're on it, so you can build up a lot of speed very quickly. You may, if you're listening, have heard me earlier in this run say that you don't want friction. And that's where ice comes in. If you can't be in the air, maybe you can be on some ice.
clear.
Not get much friction that way. Some of these levels take a little while to load, but it normally does not count toward the in-game time. The in-game time basically removes loads,
Finish.
so that is very helpful. That's part of the reason why on speedrun.com and even on the in-game leaderboards, we just use in-game time. Warp goals exist finally. This is the first warp goal of challenge. It's right here on Crescent, so I have a lot of speed. Nice, still made it, okay.
Swish. Are you ready? Roll.
Alright, gonna do a specific setup here. Hopefully end up pretty close to this goal. Yes.
Finish. Ready, set, get rolling.
Love that strat too.
Finish.
Chat says I love how the ice in this game is usually used as a tool at the player's disposal instead of just a way of making levels harder.
Get rolling.
And I 100% agree. Ice in this game is not used in an annoying way. It's used in a fun way. You know, it's not something that's there to just artificially increase difficulty.
Are you ready?
It's there to make levels more fun, make levels faster, etc.
Clear. Are you ready? Roll.
And we can even use it here on Skate Tricks to skip all the way over to the end of the level. That might have been an ILPB on that level. That was really good.
Ready, set, roll.
But we are almost out of Ice Cave already. And we are now entering Haunted Grounds. There's really no gimmick here other than it being spooky.
Are you ready?
We're a bit late for Halloween, unfortunately.
Clear.
If this world had to have a gimmick, I would say it's actually warp goals, because... Uh-oh. There are more warp goals in this one section of the run than the entire rest of Challenge. I cannot get this clip that I'm trying to get. There we go.
Finish. Are you ready? Roll.
It's never too late to be spooky, says chat. This is true. I agree. Alright, so we're coming up on Toss. This has one of the warp goals I was talking about. It has the only red warp goal in all of Challenge right now.
Start.
Maybe this will be patched later. Maybe they'll add in some more warp goals. Maybe not. Either way, using a timer cue to go neutral at about 53. Adjusting a little bit, holding down, gonna bounce right here. And then just going to the goal.
Clear.
We're skipping past 2 levels, going to Hidden Links, and after this is Archway, which has a green ball. That was the scariest Hidden Links I think I've ever played. It's maybe we're not too late for Halloween, because that was real scary.
Start.
I do a specific setup here to hopefully land directly in the goal. This looks pretty good. Nice.
Finish.
You waste like 6 seconds if you don't do that, just from, you know, bouncing and then landing and then rolling into the goal. Maybe even more than 6. So it's actually really important to get that strat. Funny thing there that I didn't even touch on, if you stand right there,
Are you ready?
you just get pushed through the wall, as you saw. Really easy thing to sort of gloss over. But yeah, the strat on Mobile Maze is just that. It's pretty funny.
Clear.
And we're almost done.
Ready?
This is the last section of Challenge. Heavenly Chamber.
Clear.
No warp goals in here. Gotta play all the levels. And time will be when I enter the goal at the end of level 75, which is Super Slide. It's a very fitting final level.
Are you ready?
Sunken Wire is pretty funny. We're just gonna
Start.
boop all the way down immediately and into the goal. So back and forth used to be the final level of Standard, but it was switched with 4D. And then back and forth was slotted in here, in Challenge. Where 4D used to be the last level of Challenge, now it's the last level of Standard. Anyway, this has the effect of making Super Slide the last level of Challenge, which is scary in a speedrun, you'll see why, but also very fitting.
Get rolling.
I'm hyping up the strat a lot.
So
And we're getting over there pretty quickly.
let's get ready. Get rolling.
This level, roiling, used to lag a ton, so I'm very glad it doesn't do that anymore.
Finish.
Freestyler is
Set.
a very fun level, casually. Don't go anywhere after this run, by the way, because I was told that my difficult level showcase incentive was met But we still have that to get through. Anyway, just gonna kinda run through the rest of these platforms.
Finish.
They all line up perfectly. And here is Super Slide, the final level of the run. Time's coming up very soon.
Get rolling.
A very fun level to play casually, but it takes like a full minute. So we're not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna do this. And hopefully land directly into the goal. Can use focus mode to help me out a little bit. I might overshoot. Oh, wow. Really? Okay. That is a new one. Time.
Finish.
Usually I just go right in. Alright. Wow, really? 1830? Really? That is current patch challenge world record. And I honestly would not be surprised if that's just straight up all courses world record for the current patch as well. These times aren't super optimized. Sub 18 is definitely possible. I had a 36 all courses in the previous patch, but hey, for now, world record. Double world record, actually. Yeah, the ending of this challenge was actually really good. Anyway, let me get into the difficult level showcase here. This game has an incredible practice mode, as do the first two Monkey Ball games. Part of what makes them so good for speedrunning. And in that practice mode are some levels that don't exist in arcade mode yet, including lots of stuff in Desolation. Desolation has the most difficult levels in the game. So as part of that showcase that you all donated for, thank you so much for that, by the way, I will be playing through all of the levels in Desolation. I'm actually going to take a moment, forgot to do this, I'm going to take a moment really quick and set a 10-minute timer on my phone, because that's how long it's given for the showcase. Alright, there we go. There we go. Accidentally hit it right after I said it.
Roll.
I just locked my phone right after. Alright.
Start.
This is interesting. Do I not remember my setup? Do I normally boost here or something? Alright, there we go. That's like the hardest part of this level. Not that this is easy. Yep.
Get rolling.
Lots of corner transfers, especially on moving platforms. Difficult stuff. I really like the challenge that this gives me. There we go. I'm going to save Culmination for last, because I think it's the most difficult level in the game, period. So we're going to do that one last. Here's Gyro Engine. Whoa, okay. This was actually... Aw. This was made by Cutsman, who made the ROM hack Super Monkey Ball Gaiden, which is a very good Super Monkey Ball 2 ROM hack. Alright, there we go. Got the fast run in there, even. Going now to Planeswalking, which is probably the second hardest level in the game. It might even actually be harder than Culmination for me right now. Just because there's a certain part here where the platforms are a little bit bugged. I'm sure it'll be fixed. Yeah, as you can see. Platform doesn't look so good, unfortunately. It'll be fixed though, don't worry about it. Remember, this game is in early access. Okay. This is why I gave myself 10 minutes. Thinking about just doing that. Yeah, okay. That was a good solution. Just building up some speed and running over them like that. Why? That hasn't happened before. I don't think... Yeah, that's my only option. That's unfortunate. Something I didn't mention is that this game has basically an instant retry button, which is really nice. You can even use it after you go into a goal. It's the best thing ever. You can accidentally hit it. I've done it before, but not often. Okay, don't. Yeah, there we go. Right. Nice. That goal is very difficult to enter, even after you basically play the whole level, so I'm glad I first tried that. Deadly Structure is a level I am not nearly as concerned about.
Start.
Whoa. Maybe I should be. No, we're fine. I was actually worried about my ability to do this incentive because... Oh no, really? The lighting here was really dark and it was really hard to see anything, but there was a hotfix released like days ago that fixed that. So shout out to Polar Bite Games and SkyMap Games, the devs of this game, for coming in clutch with that hotfix. Because otherwise this would have been extremely difficult with the lighting. There's Deadly Structure. And here is the Cure.
Are you
Not even 5 minutes into this showcase yet, so let's go.
Start.
Those platforms are the hardest part of this level.
Roll.
Funny thing is, I didn't actually have to do that. I did that just because I wanted to show it off, but you don't have to. You can just go in that wormhole there or skip past the level. Dev intended skip, I love it. That's part of the reason those platforms are so hard for me, is because half the time I play that level, I don't actually play them.
Get rolling.
I just do the skip. Alright, another skip here on wire to you. Little gravity wire here. Oh, I fell off.
Start.
I have to agree with chat. The gravity tiles are fantastic. This game does so many innovative things. It's really everything you could want from a marble roller in 2021.
Finish.
And all that's left is culmination.
Are you ready? Start.
Probably the most difficult level in the game. This level actually first appeared in a ROM hack called Monkeyed Ball. That is monkeyed past tense ball. It has been brought over to rolled out in all its glory. Wow, that was interesting. I have never had that
Get
happen.
rolling.
I landed on the very side of the starting platform. So the little ridge there set me at a weird angle that I wasn't ready for. Alright, there we go. Nice, okay. I looked over to read chat and I should not have done that because I almost fell off. No thanks. I'm gonna wait. Okay. I didn't want to play that as that was tilted. No thank you. And then the final obstacle for this level is this. And there it is. That is the Desolation Showcase. All of the levels in Desolation completed in under 7 minutes. Yeah, once again, I encourage you, if you enjoyed this, check this game out on Steam. It's only $20. More features will be added soon as well. Join the Discord, rolloutgame.com. You can find a link there. You get updates on things, interact with people. There is a speedrunning section to the Discord. Find the custom levels. There's a custom level section to the Discord. Yeah, good times all around. And there are still many more levels that I did not show off in this game. If you want to speedrun it, hit me up. Find me on Twitch and Twitter at Helix13_. If you enjoyed any of this, I would really appreciate a Twitch follow as well. I stream Marble Rollers all the time. Yeah, if you want to learn this game, I'd be more than happy to help you out. And shout out to Midwest Speedfest as well. And finally, thank you to Power Up with Pride staff for giving me this opportunity. 2 marble rollers back to back in prime time on a Saturday. Like, I appreciate this so much. Thank you so much for this. Really happy to show these games off and support a fantastic cause. If you have the means, please continue to donate. Stick around to watch the stream. Good runs, good cause, good people. You won't regret it. Appreciate you all, and I will catch you later.
Thank you so much for those runs, Helix. These, it is always incredible to see Monkey Ball in this event, and rolled out. I think this is the first time that at least I've personally seen it, and wow, it did not disappoint. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to have a couple runs of Touhou 6, and I think there's probably 2 groups of you out there, more or less. There's probably people who know Touhou, like Touhou, and know what this highest difficulty, this highest difficulty speed run is going to look like. And you are very excited. And there's those of you who have heard Touhou and don't really know what it is. And for that group, you are in for an especially large treat. But before we get into that, we do have one quick donation from Tammy that says, woo, let's go Helix, which is a sentiment I think we can all get behind. But thank you for that very generous $100 donation. We are closing in on 7K. It would be absolutely incredible if we could hit 7K by the end of the 2 Touhou runs. So get excited. Be ready. I was trying to think of a clever Touhou joke, but I couldn't, so I'll just say Reimu. And yeah, we'll be back with you in just a minute.